Want to learn an hour of fun facts? Subscribe to Zarpado. We're starting now. Tom Hanks is an avid collector of antique typewriters from around the world. He owns more than 250 different models and often carries one with him when he travels to write letters. This passion, combined with his love for analog technology, led him to develop an iPad app. The app recreates the sound and resistance of the keys of a manual typewriter in today's digital age. Mike Tyson revealed that he used to wear a fake device during medical exams. The goal was to conceal the use of banned substances with a prosthesis filled with clean urine. Lady Gaga bought a high-fidelity electromagnetic field detector. She was convinced that the spirit of a man named Ryan was haunting her during her Monster Ball tour. She spent thousands of dollars on paranormal equipment to ensure her security team could cleanse hotel rooms before going to sleep. Steve Jobs had a habit of washing his feet in the office toilets. He believed that cold water helped relieve the stress of long design days in Apple's early days. This eccentricity was part of his disruptive and unique personality. Many employees remembered seeing the CEO barefoot, performing this ritual in the company's restrooms. The Graf Diamond's hallucination watch is considered the most valuable in the world for its gemstones. It is covered with 110 carats of extremely rare colored diamonds set in solid platinum. The piece, valued at $55 million, is more of a haute couture jewel than a timepiece. Vanta Black is a technological material that absorbs 96% of visible light. When an object is coated with it, it appears to lose its three-dimensional shape, becoming a black hole. This technology, used in telescopes and art, tricks the brain by eliminating all shadows and textures. Eric Weihenmayer achieved the record for climbing Mount Everest while completely blind. He used a tactile device on his tongue that sent visual signals to his brain via electrical impulses. The mind-blowing journey defied all the laws of modern medicine. The Antikythera mechanism is a 2,000-year-old analog computer. Found in a Greek shipwreck, it could predict eclipses and planetary positions with absolute accuracy. This rare object, centuries ahead of its time, possesses bronze gears of astonishing complexity. It is considered the first computer in history, demonstrating a level of technology lost in antiquity. The book Codex Seraphinianus is an encyclopedia of an imaginary world written in a visual code. Its pages depict hybrid creatures and fantastic machines that defy any real biological logic. The work created by Luigi Serafini is sought after by collectors of unusual literature for its cryptic beauty. Angelina Jolie surprised the world by revealing that she includes insects in her diet. She often cooks crickets and tarantulas for her children, considering them a sustainable source of protein. The actress promotes this practice as a solution to hunger. Cristiano Ronaldo uses a personal cryotherapy chamber in his own home. He subjects himself to temperatures as low as negative 256 degrees Fahrenheit to accelerate muscle recovery. This key habit in his sporting longevity requires constant investment in medical technology. James Cameron is an explorer of the abyss who descended to the Mariana Trench. He designed his own submersible to reach the deepest point in the ocean, never before seen by humans. The project combines real science with visual fiction. The six-wheeled Tyrrell P-34 was one of the strangest designs in Formula One. It had 4 small front wheels to improve aerodynamics and grip on tight corners. The vehicle, seen in the 1970s, even won a Grand Prix, proving that its crazy idea worked. Kiribati is the only territory in the world located in all 4 hemispheres. Its islands are scattered along the equator and the 180th meridian in the Pacific. This location makes it a unique geographical destination. It is the first nation on the planet to welcome the new year due to its position on the timeline. The M Drive is a space propulsion system that supposedly uses no fuel. It defies Newton's third law by generating thrust using microwaves within a sealed cavity. The technology mentioned in NASA experiments has generated intense debate in modern physics. If its viability is proven, it would allow mind-blowing journeys to Mars in just a few weeks of flight. Alexander Doba crossed the Atlantic Ocean by kayak at the age of 70. He traveled alone for months from the United States to France, facing storms and about 23-foot waves. This incredible journey, hailed as a senior endurance record, was accomplished without the aid of engines. Doba demonstrated that age is no barrier to extreme exploration in the most hostile environments. The Paracas candelabra is a giant geoglyph, about 591 feet long, etched into the landscape of Peru. Unlike the Nazca lines, it is located on a hillside and points directly out to sea. This unusual object may have served as an ancient beacon for sailors. No one knows who built it or how it has remained intact against the wind for thousands of years. The Devil's Bible, Codex Gigas, is the largest medieval manuscript in existence. It includes a giant illustration of Satan and is said to have been written in a single night by a monk. The work, housed in the National Library of Sweden, weighs about 165 pounds and requires 2 people to move it. The Lark V is a massive amphibious cargo truck used in rescue missions. It can transport about 11,000 pounds from the sea to the sand, thanks to its nearly 10-foot-long tires. This unusual vehicle is capable of navigating very choppy waters. 600 records, including pogo stick jumping in the Amazon and running with a jug on his head. This eccentric man, described as a meditation devotee, seeks to push the limits of the human body. The Piri Reis map is a cartographic relic from 1513 that shows the coast of Antarctica. What's remarkable is that the map details the continent without its ice sheet, just as it was thousands of years ago. The rare object suggests advance in ancient geographical knowledge. Johnny Depp has a collection of limited edition Barbie dolls at home. He often used them to rehearse the voices of his most famous characters in front of his young children. This technique reveals a paternal and playful side behind his star image. The dolls include accessories and celebrity models that the actor carefully preserves. Frida Kahlo used to throw parties for her pet monkey named Fulang Chang. The animal lived in the Blue House and frequently appeared in his most famous and beloved self-portraits. This relationship symbolized his connection to nature and to pain. The monkey was treated as a member of the family, with its own dishes and private play areas. Salvador Dali used to avoid paying in restaurants by drawing on the back of checks. He knew that the owners preferred to keep the original drawing rather than cash the check. This tactic, referred to as a form of financial art, allowed him to eat for free at the best restaurants. It demonstrates how his fame and talent became a literal currency throughout his life. Shaquille O'Neal bought 3 identical examples of the same luxury car. He did this because he didn't want to wait for the first one to be washed when it got dirty from daily use. He collected trios, like the Tesla Cybertrucks in black, gray, and red, or the Cadillac Escalades, so he could have one in each house. Elton John owns a collection of glasses exceeding 25,000 different models. He has a room dedicated exclusively to storing them with stable temperature and humidity control. This accessory, which has become his signature, requires a detailed inventory for its management. The Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime wristwatch is the most complex ever made. It features 20 different complications and 2 independent dials to display multiple astronomical data. This piece, sold for $31 million, required 7 years of development and 2 years of manual assembly. It is the ultimate expression of microengineering and exclusivity in the world of modern mechanical watchmaking. Anticucho de Corazon is a Peruvian delicacy made with beef heart muscle marinated in ajipanca peppers. It is grilled and served on skewers and has been a favorite street food in Lima since colonial times. It was originally the food of slaves who made use of what the nobles didn't eat. Today it is a symbol of national pride. demonstrating that animals can be delicious if you know the secret of cooking them over a flame. The 1930 Stout Scarab is considered the world's first minivan. Inspired by aviation, it featured an interior table, swivel seats, and a cutting-edge aerodynamic design. This unusual car was rejected for its futuristic appearance at the time. Tuvalu is one of the world's smallest nations and is disappearing into the sea. Interestingly, much of its economy depends on selling its national internet domain, TV. This helps fund its basic infrastructure. It's a fascinating destination where physical survival battles the rise of streaming platforms. Serena Williams has a superstition about not washing her socks during a tournament. If she starts by winning a round, she wears the same pair without washing them until the event is over. This common habit among high-performance athletes is meant to keep their luck intact, according to their beliefs. Bill Murray doesn't use smartphones and only communicates via pager. If a director wants to send him a script, they must leave a voicemail on a secret number at his office. This disconnection makes him almost impossible to reach. It has caused him to lose out on major roles because he didn't answer producers' calls in time. The quantum invisibility cloak uses metamaterials to deflect light waves. Scientists have succeeded in concealing small objects by making light flow around them without colliding with them. This technology is the first real step towards science fiction. It allows an object to become undetectable to the human eye under specific laboratory conditions. The Voyager probes are the longest and most distant exploration mission in human history. Both spacecraft carry a golden record containing sounds and music from Earth for possible alien civilizations. This amazing journey continues to send back data after 45 years of flight. It is the first man-made object to leave our solar bubble to navigate in the darkness. The Panaguriste treasure consists of 9 vessels of pure 24-karat gold. They were crafted in Thrace with such a fine relief technique that they resemble living sculptures from mythology. This rare object, found by 3 brothers in Bulgaria, weighs more than 13 pounds of solid, hand-worked gold. The prophecies of Nostradamus are among the most analyzed texts in unusual literature. Written in cryptic quatrains, it is credited with predicting great fires, wars, and the fall of empires. This work, viewed with both skepticism and fascination, uses a mixture of languages to evade ancient censorship. It remains a worldwide bestseller, inviting readers to interpret the future through 16th century verses. The Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic is one of the rarest and most expensive cars on the planet. Only 4 were ever made, and its body features a very distinctive external rivet seam. This unusual automobile, referred to as the Holy Grail of collecting, is worth more than $40 million. Wim Hof remains submerged in ice for almost 2 hours at a time. He uses a breathing technique that allows him to control his body temperature and immune system. This unusual man, nicknamed Iceman, has run marathons in the desert and the Arctic without protective clothing. Mike Myers is so passionate about British culture that he bought a football club. Despite being Canadian, his obsession led him to invest in Liverpool FC like a devoted fan. This eccentricity influenced the creation of his comedic characters. His house is said to be filled with team paraphernalia and historical artifacts from the English city. Michael Schumacher was known for always carrying a lucky charm in his racing suit. It was his son's toothbrush, which he kept close to his heart to attract good fortune. This ritual, similar to the superstitions of other drivers, gave him the peace of mind necessary to drive at 186 miles per hour. Beyoncé demands that her toilet paper be red on all her world tours. She also requests that the temperature in her dressing room be kept exactly at 79 degrees Fahrenheit. These requests include the use of pure titanium straws. They reflect the absolute control the artist exerts over every detail of her personal work environment. The chalice of Doña Urraca is an agate and gold piece kept in Leon, Spain. Researchers claim that this rare object matches the historical description of the Holy Grail in the Bible. This jewel is composed of 2 cups of Roman origin. Its design with pearls and precious stones demonstrates the immense value it held for 11th century royalty. The 10,000-year clock is a technological marvel designed to function without human assistance. It is being built inside a mountain in Texas and is funded by billionaire Jeff Bezos. This invention tells time using sunlight. The Karlman King luxury vehicle is considered the most expensive and unusual SUV on the market today. Its body is inspired by stealth aircraft, and it has optional armor plating that can withstand rifle fire. This strange car, valued at $2 million, includes a coffee maker, television, and air purifier. Nauru is the smallest nation in the Pacific and does not have an officially designated capital. During the 1970s, it was the richest country per capita thanks to the massive export of organic phosphates. This situation left a lunar landscape across much of the island. It is a breathtaking destination that serves as a warning about the risks of extreme mining. Graphene is a sheet of carbon 1 atom thick and extremely hard. It is 200 times stronger than steel, yet so flexible it can bend like a sheet of ordinary paper. This technology conducts electricity better than any metal. It promises to revolutionize everything from electronics to the creation of ultralight and durable spacesuits. Thor Heyerdahl's Kon-Tiki raft expedition crossed the Pacific Ocean. He built a raft of wooden logs without using nails to prove that ancient people could travel thousands of miles. This amazing journey lasted 101 days across open water. Heyerdahl demonstrated that the sea was not a barrier, but a highway for ancient civilizations. The Golden Buddha in Thailand is a about 2,100-pound statue made of solid 18-karat gold. It was hidden under a layer of plaster for centuries to prevent it from being stolen by foreign invaders. This rare object, discovered by accident when it fell from a crane, is the largest gold statue in the world. The stimuli of ancient Greece is one of the most unusual engineering feats. Written by Heron of Alexandria, it describes steam engines and water-powered robots. This work shows that the ancients already understood automation. The General Motors Firebird XP21 was the first car powered by an aircraft turbine. Its wing design and bubble canopy made it look more like a fighter jet than a streetcar. This unusual vehicle sought to eliminate the piston engine. Although it was never mass-produced, it marked the era in which aviation dominated global automotive design. Gary Turner has the most elastic skin in the world due to a syndrome. He can stretch the skin on his stomach more than 6 inches or use the skin on his neck to cover his own chin. This remarkable man has a condition called extreme Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. His physical abilities allow him to perform visual tricks that seem impossible without modern special effects. George Clooney lived for 18 years with a 287-pound pig named Max. The animal frequently slept on his bed and even accompanied him to interviews and film sets. This loyalty affected several of his past romantic partners. Clooney stated that Max was an irreplaceable part of his life until he passed away from natural causes. Axl Rose delayed a concert in Argentina because he couldn't find his favorite cheese. He demanded that a specific brand of imported cheese be brought to him before agreeing to go on stage. This behavior caused a riot among the fans waiting outside. It's a classic example of how a star's whims can affect thousands of people in minutes. Floyd Mayweather never wears the same pair of underwear more than once. He spends thousands of dollars a year buying new underwear only to discard it after just a few hours of wear. This eccentricity, linked to his nickname Money, is part of his ostentatious lifestyle in the public eye. He prefers to wear new, luxurious cotton garments daily rather than use regular laundry services. Coco Chanel was obsessed with the number 5 for purely lucky reasons. She presented her collections on the 5th day of the 5th month because she believed that number guaranteed their success. This superstition, which gave its name to her most famous perfume, the Oxus treasure, is a collection of 180 gold and silver pieces from the ancient Persian Empire. It includes a miniature gold chariot with details so fine they can only be appreciated with modern magnifying glasses. This relic, found in the Oxus River in 1877, showcases the luxury of the Achaemenid kings before Alexander the Great. It represents the pinnacle of ancient goldsmithing. The Space Traveler's Watch wristwatch was handcrafted by the genius George Daniels. It is capable of simultaneously calculating mean solar time and sidereal time for space navigation. This piece, sold for $4.6 million, was created without any computerized machinery. It is considered the most perfect mechanical watch of the 20th century, designed for stargazing travelers. Palau created the world's first shark sanctuary across its entire maritime territory. It was also the first nation to require tourists to sign an environmental pledge in their passports. This destination protects its lagoons from jellyfish that do not sting humans. It is an example of how a small nation can enact environmental laws that impact global awareness. The diamond battery uses radioactive waste to generate perpetual energy. Scientists encapsulate carbon-14 in synthetic diamonds that emit electricity for thousands of years. This technology, mentioned for satellites and pacemakers, requires no external recharging or maintenance. The Endurance expedition, led by Ernest Shackleton, is the greatest tale of survival. His ship became trapped in the Antarctic ice, and the crew lived for months on ice floes before being rescued. This incredible journey included a boat trip across the pole. Moctezuma's headdress is a crown of quetzal feathers mounted in pure gold. Despite its fragility, it has survived 500 years and is currently housed in the Museum of Ethnology in Vienna. This rare object is unique in the world. The book Gadsby, written by Ernest Vincent Wright, is an unusual 50,000-word novel. What is astonishing is that it is a lipogram. It was written without using the letter E, the most common letter, even once. This work, seen as an extreme literary challenge, forced the author to avoid basic words like thee or he. Daniel Day-Lewis broke 2 ribs for refusing to break character. During the filming of a movie, he remained hunched over in a wheelchair for weeks on end. This commitment forced the crew to carry him to eat or go to the bathroom. He is considered one of the most intense actors in history for blurring the line between reality and fiction. Charles Dickens could only write if his furniture was in a precise position. He carried a compass to ensure his bed was always aligned with the north. This obsession, linked to his belief in magnetic currents, was necessary for his creative flow. If the objects on his desk moved even a fraction of an inch, Dickens was unable to write a single word. The Saqqara bird is a wooden object found in a 2,000-year-old Egyptian tomb. It has such a perfect aerodynamic shape that some experts suggest it is the blueprint of a glider. This relic, studied by proponents of ancient technology, challenges the official history of aviation. It is believed that the ancient Egyptians understood the principles of flight long before the Wright brothers. The Antarctic snow cruiser was a bus-sized mobile science base. It had an airplane on its roof and giant smooth wheels designed to cross crevasses in polar glaciers. This strange vehicle had no traction and ended up buried in the snow. Today, its remains are believed to rest under layers of ice or at the bottom of the sea after the Antarctic ice melts. Jeanne Calment is the oldest person ever, with a confirmed age of 122. She met Van Gogh in her youth and survived 2 world wars while maintaining enviable health. This remarkable woman smoked and ate chocolate almost until her last day. Her life is the gold standard for scientists seeking to understand the biological limits of human life. Crystal skulls are pieces carved from pure quartz found in Central America. Some believe they possess mystical powers or were created by extraterrestrial technology due to their polished finish. This rare object, studied by crystallography experts, shows no signs of metal tool marks. It remains an icon of archaeological mystery. Bernard Gittin's water clock is a technological sculpture that utilizes the flow of liquid. Through glass tubes and siphon principles, colored water precisely marks the hours and minutes. This invention, often seen in science museums, uses neither gears nor electricity to measure the passage of time. The 1921 Layat Helica was a car powered by an airplane propeller. It had no transmission or differential, as the air's thrust propelled it directly along the roads. This strange car, referred to as the wingless airplane, was extremely light and dangerous for pedestrians. Iceland does not have its own army and is ranked as the most peaceful country in the world. Its energy comes almost entirely from geothermal sources, thanks to the volcanoes that cover its territory. This destination boasts one of the oldest democracies in existence. DNA information substrates allow digital data to be stored in biological molecules. Scientists have stored entire books and videos within DNA strands that can last for thousands of years. This technology is incredibly dense and resilient. All the information in the world today could fit into just a couple of hundredths of an ounce of this synthesized genetic material. Nellie Bly circumnavigated the globe in just 72 days at the end of the 19th century. Inspired by Jules Verne, she traveled solo using ships and trains to prove that reality surpassed fiction. This astonishing journey broke the record of the time and made her famous. Bly defied the social conventions of her era regarding what a woman could achieve on her own. The Sword of Gujian was found in a damp tomb in China after 2,500 years. When unsheathed, the blade was perfectly sharp and had not a single speck of rust or corrosion. This rare object features diamond-shaped decorations engraved in the metal. It is considered the Excalibur of the Orient, demonstrating Chinese metallurgy millennia ahead of its time. Lord Byron's The Poet's Hiccup is one of the most unusual pieces of literature due to its origin. It was written during a rainy summer in Switzerland for a ghost story competition among friends. This work, mentioned alongside The Birth of Frankenstein, showcases the darker, more Gothic side of Romanticism. South Africa is the only place where you can go on safari to see the Big Five and penguins. It is one of the few places in the world where African wildlife coexists with penguin colonies on public beaches. This destination protects both the white rhinoceros and the African penguin. The Dragonfly drone mimics the insect's four-winged flight for perfect stability. Unlike propeller drones, this one can glide and turn in the air with the agility of a real dragonfly. This technology is almost silent and can land on vertical surfaces. The narwhal can dive to about 4,921 feet under the Arctic ice. Its tusk, which is actually a long tooth, has millions of nerve endings to sense the water's salinity. This dive is vital for finding cracks in the ice where it can breathe. The Map of Life is a genetic atlas that shows how all animals are connected. It explains that we share 60% of our DNA with a banana and 98% with a chimpanzee in the rainforest. This work, viewed as a complete family tree, erases the boundaries between humans and the rest of the animal kingdom. It teaches us that life is a single network of information that has been mutating for billions of years. The world's largest collection of animal footprints, contains thousands of plaster casts. A professional tracker has dedicated his life to collecting the footprints of rare animals, from snow leopards to bears. This remarkable individual can identify an animal simply by the pressure of its claw. It is a unique archive that allows for the study of wildlife without disturbing it. Australia is the only place where the quokka lives, known as the happiest animal in the world. Due to the shape of its mouth, it always appears to be smiling, and it has no natural fear of humans. This destination has strict laws prohibiting touching or feeding these marsupials. They've gone viral for their selfies, but they are a vulnerable species that depends on the protection of their island. Rottennest. The communication backpack for dogs allows rescue dogs to send video. Equipped with bark sensors and GPS, the backpack transmits the animal's exact location and emotional state to its handler. This technology turns the dog into a vital, intelligent data node. It helps save lives in earthquakes, allowing trained wildlife to reach places humans cannot. The Pacific salmon returns from the ocean to the exact river where it was born. It navigates thousands of miles, battling the current and leaping over waterfalls, driven by a magnetic instinct. This journey ends with spawning and death, feeding the entire local forest. Virginie Alagidi's illustrated inventory of animals describes species that look like drawings. It features the Dumbo octopus in the mouse deer, real creatures that defy common aesthetics of terrestrial fauna. This work educates children and adults about the planet's hidden diversity. It reminds us that nature has a sense of design that ranges from the awe-inspiring to the utterly adorable. Michael Jackson recorded the sound of his chimpanzee, Bubbles, to include in background noises. Bubbles traveled with him in first class and had his own bodyguard, living like a Hollywood star. This eccentric artist treated animals with a complete human hierarchy. Although his relationship with them was criticized, Dennis Rodman appeared at an event wearing a suit made entirely of peacock feathers. He stated that he identified with the bird because both needed to show their colors to be noticed. This eccentric character used fashion to express his vulnerability and pride. The world's largest gathering of people dressed as dinosaurs brought together more than 1,000 people. It took place in a Canadian city famous for its fossil sites, creating a horde of inflatable T-Rexes. This unusual sight ran through the streets to celebrate paleontological heritage. The whale bone of St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna hung from its door for centuries. In the Middle Ages, it was believed to be the bone of a giant who was defeated during the construction of the Royal Temple. This rare object turned out to be a whale rib brought by travelers. The Van Cleef & Arpels Lady Arpels zodiac wristwatch displays animal constellations. It uses translucent enamel and gold to represent Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, with a light that shines from within the dial. This invention doesn't use batteries but generates light through the vibration of crystals. It is a piece that unites ancient astronomy with mythological fauna, glowing in the darkness of night. The Sparrow vehicle, the Esper 8, was designed with a body that mimics the texture of reptile skin. It uses composite materials that change tone depending on the light, giving the race car an organic and living appearance. This strange car was an experiment on how paint can simulate wildlife. Goat spider silk uses milk from genetically modified goats to produce fibers. Spider genes were inserted into the goat's DNA so that their milk contains the strongest silk protein. This technology allows for large-scale silk harvesting without raising millions of spiders. The polar bear can swim hundreds of miles in the open ocean without resting. Due to melting ice, these animals have evolved to be endurance swimmers, using their paws like paddles. This journey is a race against time to find solid ice floes. The Book of Eggs is a visual catalog of more than 600 bird species from around the world. It showcases the incredible variety of colors and patterns that wildlife uses to camouflage its offspring in the nest. This work reveals that an egg can be bright blue, speckled, or pure white. Salvador Dali illustrated a special edition of Alice in Wonderland with deformed fauna. He drew the white rabbit and the caterpillar in a style that blends realistic anatomy with geometric nightmares. This eccentric artist saw in Lewis Carroll's tale a reflection of his own chaos. The world's largest gathering of people dressed as penguins brought together 624 people. It took place in London to raise funds for Antarctic wildlife and protect their habitat from global warming. This unusual person marched through the city mimicking the gait of these seabirds. The Brachinus bombardier beetle possesses an internal chemical factory capable of launching explosions. It mixes two substances in its abdomen that generate a reaction at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, firing a boiling jet at its enemies. This strange animal can precisely aim its cannon in any direction. The Ulysses Nardin Hour Striker Tiger wristwatch features a gold tiger that roars visually. Every time the clock strikes the hour, the tiger automaton moves its paw across the dial, mimicking a real swipe. This invention, valued at over $12,000, uses a chime that sounds like cathedral bells. The Sparrow Monster G vehicle included a drinking water generator that extracted moisture from the air. It was designed for desert expeditions where finding water is more difficult than finding fuel for the engine. This unusual vehicle allowed explorers to drink pure water in the middle of nowhere. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the only place where the Okapi lives in the wild. Although it looks like a cross between a giraffe and a zebra, it is the giraffe's closest living relative and was a myth until 1901. This country protects this ghost animal in dense, almost unexplored jungles. It is a symbol of nature's resilience in conflict zones, surviving hidden in the heart of Africa. Snail energy cells use the glucose from a live snail to generate light. Scientists implanted electrodes in the mollusk's body, extracting energy from its metabolism without harming it. This technology, referred to as a biobattery, could power small environmental sensors in remote forests. It promises a future where wildlife and electronics merge to monitor the planet's health. The electric eel can generate 860 volts. It is capable of leaping out of the water to attack terrestrial predators, sending a shock that stops their hearts. This journey takes it through the rivers of the Amazon, where it reigns supreme in the realm of energy. Its body is essentially a living biological battery composed of thousands of cells called electrocytes. Prince had the eccentricity of owning a pair of white doves named Majesty and Divinity. The birds lived in the atrium of his Paisley Park mansion and, according to his employees, stopped singing when he died. This eccentric artist believed the doves were guardians of his musical inspiration. Shaquille O'Neal became famous for his car collection, but he also owns a truck for his dogs. Well, he had a giant Ford F-650 customized with air conditioning and luxury beds for traveling with his pets. This eccentric character, known for his generosity towards animals, can't bear to leave his dogs at home when he travels. It shows that, for a man of his stature, the comfort of his pets is an engineering priority. The world's largest collection of animal ears belongs to a sound enthusiast. He has recorded and 3D modeled the ears of thousands of species to understand how each one perceives reality. This eccentric individual, known for his auditory obsession, has discovered that some insects hear with their feet. The Buddha's tooth is kept in a temple in Sri Lanka and is the country's most sacred object. It is said to have been rescued from Buddha's funeral pyre, and whoever possesses the tooth has the divine right to rule. This rare object, renowned for its political power, is paraded once a year on a gold-adorned elephant. Automate wristwatch has a life of its own. At the touch of a button or randomly, an enamel butterfly realistically flaps its wings across the dial. This invention, noted for its delicate nature, uses a mechanism that mimics the erratic flight of a real insect. The Sparrow 8 was a futuristic hot rod built as a design school project. It uses a Maserati V8 engine and lacks a windshield, forcing the driver to wear a helmet and aviator goggles. This strange car, known for its brutal sound, has a design reminiscent of the anatomy of a speedy insect. Rene Higuita underwent cosmetic surgery televised live across the country. He stated that he was tired of being the ugly Higuita and wanted to look like a movie star after his retirement. He changed his nose, chin, and skin in front of millions of viewers. It was one of the strangest moments in Latin American television. merging sports with the obsession with the perfect image. The world's largest collection of animal-shaped cookies has thousands of figures. One collector has preserved cookies of every species in the world, treating them with resin to prevent them from rotting. The collection includes everything from gingerbread elephants to sugar dinosaurs. The body of Saint Roche is protected by the image of a dog in all his sculptures. The story goes that a dog brought him bread every day while he died of the plague in a solitary cave. This rare object celebrates the spiritual connection between man and dog. Saint Roche is now the patron saint of dogs, and his tomb in Venice is visited by those who love their pets. The Sbarro flying car was a prototype that integrated actual folding wings into a small car. Franco Sbarro attempted to solve urban traffic problems by allowing the driver to take off from a straight road. It never reached mass production due to safety regulations. It was a true precursor to the personal air mobility that companies like Tesla and Uber are now trying to perfect. The Ulysses Nardin Freak wristwatch was the first to have no hands, dial, or crown. The mechanical movement itself rotates to indicate the time, acting as the main hand. This invention revolutionized 21st century watchmaking. It is a cutting-edge piece that breaks with all the traditional conventions of Swiss watch design. Dr. Atul Gerardo Murillo lived inside active volcanoes to paint their eruptions up close. He invented his own colors called Atul colors that could withstand the heat and ash without melting on the canvas. This eccentric individual lost a leg but continued climbing mountains to paint. His life was an ode to Mexican geology, uniting art with the fury of nature's wildest and most authentic form. The Panhard de Levasseur Dynamic was a luxury car with a centrally located steering wheel. Its Art Deco design included 3 windshields to enhance the driver's panoramic visibility. This car sought perfect symmetry in the cabin. Although elegant, the central configuration was impractical for passengers and production soon ceased. Japan boasts the world's most punctual train system with an average delay of 18 seconds. Its maglev trains use magnetic levitation to float above the tracks and reach speeds of 375 miles per hour. It offers an impeccable and clean transportation network. The neuromorphic brain on a chip mimics the structure of human neurons. Unlike conventional processors, it processes information using electrical impulses similar to our own. It consumes a fraction of the energy of a traditional server. It allows for the creation of intelligent systems that learn autonomously in real time with great efficiency. Priam's treasure was discovered in the ruins believed to be those of Troy. It includes gold diadems with thousands of links so small they resemble fabrics made of precious metal. This artifact was illegally removed from Turkey in 1873. Jorge Vergara bought the Chivas soccer team and banned brand advertising from the uniform. He wanted the team to be pure and focus solely on Mexican national talent, breaking with traditional marketing. This flamboyant individual used to travel in his own private plane, painted like a shark. Bull testicle ceviche is a variation of ceviche that uses bull testicles as its main ingredient. It is believed to provide superhuman strength and is traditionally consumed in cattle ranching areas of Mexico and Central America. It is prepared with plenty of lime and chili to balance the strong flavor. For many, it is taboo, but for rural culture, it is a source of vitality that is deeply respected. Christian Castro has the eccentricity of continuing to drink milk from a baby bottle despite being an adult. He has stated that it relaxes him before bed and that he doesn't care what people think of his childhood habits. He is also a heavy metal fanatic. The Dictionary of the Khazars is an unusual novel written in the form of an encyclopedia. The reader can read the articles in any order, and there are 2 versions of the book, one for men and one for women. This work differs by only 1 sentence between the 2 published versions. Electronic animal skin allows for the stress-free monitoring of endangered species. It's an ultra-thin, flexible patch that adheres to skin or scales, sending live health data via satellite. It allows you to know if a tiger is sick before it's too late. It helps biologists protect wildlife by intervening only when the animal truly needs it. The wandering albatross is capable of circumnavigating the globe in just 46 days of flight. They can fly thousands of miles without flapping their wings once, harnessing the energy of ocean waves. This journey keeps them at sea for years without ever touching land. They are the solitary navigators of the sky, possessing the largest wingspan of any real living bird. The alphabet of sea monsters is a 16th century map called the Carta Marina. Olaus Magnus drew horned whales and giant serpents on it, creatures that sailors swore they had seen. It blended fear of the unknown with real zoology. Today we know that many of those monsters were simply giant squid or whales that were misidentified. The 1951 Hoffman vehicle is considered by experts to be the worst car design in history. Its single rear wheel steered the vehicle, making it extremely unstable and impossible to drive. It had a noisy and inefficient engine. It represents a failed attempt to create an economical microcar that ignored all the laws of basic physics. Xi Jinping holds the record for the world's longest hair at 18 feet 5 inches. She has not cut her hair since 1973, when she was just a 13-year-old girl in China. She needs assistance to wash her hair. Her record demonstrates how a body part can be cared for decades until it becomes legendary. The Jericho skull is a 9,000-year-old human skull modeled in plaster. The ancient inhabitants of Jericho recreated the faces of their dead using shells for eyes, seeking to preserve the identity of the deceased. Damiana liqueur is a Mexican drink that is said to have powerful aphrodisiac effects for both men and women. The bottle is often shaped like a pregnant woman or a fertility goddess, paying homage to ancient culture. It is produced in Baja California using a desert plant. It is a typical gift for newlyweds, blending regional botany with the legend of real human desire. Rosalía is famous for her extremely long nails, decorated with real jewels and sensors. She has even worn nails that function like credit cards or have integrated LED lights for her videos. This star considers her hands an integral part of her choreography and expression. Dani Alves is the player with the most titles in history and is known for wearing neon-colored outfits. He often arrives at matches wearing mismatched shoes or giant sunglasses to break the team's tension. He believes football is a carnival and should be celebrated with color. The Van Cleef and Arpels Planetarium is a piece of astronomical jewelry. On its sphere, 6 gemstones represent planets revolving around the sun in real time. It takes 29 years to complete the orbit of its inner Saturn. The Stutz Bearcat was the first American high-performance sports car. It had no doors, windshield, or roof, prioritizing lightness to win the early Indy races. This strange car required drivers to wear goggles and leather hats. It became a symbol of status and rebellion for wealthy young men in the 1910s. Electronic ink, e-ink, uses charged microcapsules that mimic real paper. Unlike LED screens, it doesn't emit light and only consumes energy when the user turns the page. It allows reading in sunlight without annoying glare. It's an innovation that has saved book reading in the digital age by protecting the reader's eyesight. The New Horizons probe was the first to photograph Pluto up close in 2015. It traveled at such a high speed that it crossed the moon's orbit just 9 hours after launch. It revealed that the dwarf planet has a blue atmosphere and a giant core of frozen nitrogen. The Silla treasure consists of pure gold crowns found in tombs in Korea. They are shaped like trees and deer, symbolizing the connection between the earthly and spiritual worlds. It is made with extremely thin sheets of gold. Lee Redmond had the longest fingernails on both hands before losing them. His nails totaled 28 feet 5 inches in length, and it took him 30 years to grow them with olive oil. He could cook and drive despite his significant disability. He tragically lost his record in a traffic accident, but his molds are still on display in museums. The glosal tablets are clay plaques with an unknown script. They were found in France, and their authenticity has divided the scientific community for decades. This rare object suggests a forgotten European culture. The Tucker 48 vehicle included a third, central headlight that turned with the steering wheel on curves. Its creator, Preston Tucker, designed a car with safety features 20 years ahead of its time. Only 51 units were manufactured. Kazakhstan built its capital, Astana, from scratch in the middle of an empty steppe. It features futuristic buildings designed by Norman Foster, including a pyramid and a giant tent. It is the world's largest landlocked country. It is an example of how oil wealth can transform a desert into a science fiction metropolis. The E-skin is a flexible sensor that mimics human touch. It can detect pressure, temperature, and humidity, sending signals directly to prosthetics or robots. It's as thin as a tattoo. It promises a future where humans can sense digital objects with the same precision as real ones. Mike Lebecki's mission is to explore places on Earth where no one has been. He has undertaken more than 80 expeditions to uncharted territories, climbing virgin walls in Antarctica. This journey requires months of logistical and physical preparation. Lebecki seeks to demonstrate that there are still secrets to be discovered on our planet if we have the courage. Marcelo Rios, nicknamed El Chino, once urinated on journalists to avoid being interviewed. He was known for his explosive temper and for rejecting ATP protocols, becoming the first Latin American #1. He preferred to play with his own worn-out racket rather than use new brand-name models. His talent was as immense as his disregard for social norms, making him an anti-hero of world tennis. The Scripps Booth by Auto Go was a giant motorcycle with a V8 car engine. It had two small stabilizing wheels that deployed to prevent the vehicle from tipping over when stopped. It weighed over 2,000 pounds and was unmanageable. It is one of the most bizarre curiosities of an era when it was unclear whether the future would be on 2 or 4 wheels. Svetlana Pankratova has the longest legs in the world, measuring 4 feet 4 inches. Her total height is 6 feet 5 inches, but most of her body is made up of her lower limbs. She must buy custom-made clothing. Her record highlights the diversity of human proportions and how these can create athletic advantages. The Skull of Destiny is a transparent quartz crystal carved without markings. Although it was said to be 12,000 years old, modern analysis suggests it was made on lathes in the 19th century. It is famous for the legends surrounding its supposed curses. It remains one of the most controversial and beautiful pieces on display in world history museums. The Hublot Big Bang wristwatch was made entirely of synthetic sapphire crystal. Its complete transparency allows you to see every gear, spring, and screw from any angle. Cutting the hard stone requires state-of-the-art machinery. It is the pinnacle of structural design, transforming the internal machinery into the actual watch face. The vast CMR plasma engine uses gases heated to millions of degrees. Unlike chemical rockets, this engine could operate for months with extreme efficiency. It would allow the journey to be reduced to just 39 days. It is the great promise of space physics to transform us into a truly interplanetary species. The Cassini-Huygens mission successfully landed a probe on Titan, Saturn's moon. It discovered rivers and lakes of liquid methane on a surface that closely resembles that of early Earth. This amazing journey lasted 20 years before burning up on Saturn. The Czech crown jewels include the 14th century crown of St. Wenceslas. It possesses one of the world's largest sapphires and a curse that condemns to death anyone who wears it illegally. This rare object is only displayed on very special occasions. It is the ultimate symbol of Prague's identity and has survived invasions and totalitarian regimes. Vizcacha chicharrón is a delicacy in the Andean regions made with the meat of a mountain rodent. It has a flavor similar to rabbit, but with a firmer texture due to the animal's diet of wild herbs. This dish is difficult to find in large cities and is reserved for banquets. Camilo VI has the eccentricity of collecting jars of sand from every beach he visits. He claims that each grain of sand has a distinct energy that he uses to inspire him when writing songs in his studio. He also walks barefoot at his concerts to feel the vibration of the audience. Garry Kasparov was the world's #1 chess player for 255 consecutive months. He faced to the supercomputer Deep Blue in a historic battle between human mind and machine. This enigmatic individual revolutionized game theory. His legacy marked the beginning of an era where artificial intelligence began to surpass humans in calculations. The Eberswald treasure is Germany's most important collection of gold artifacts. It was looted by the Soviet army after the war and remained hidden in Russia for decades. It contains engraved bowls and bracelets. The Omega Speedmaster wristwatch is the only watch that has been on the surface of the moon. It passed all of NASA's extreme vacuum, pressure, and vibration tests without failing for a single second. It was essential for the safe return of the Apollo 13 mission. Lebanon is the only Arab country that does not have a desert within its entire national territory. It possesses the ancient cedar trees that were used to build the most famous temples of antiquity. It has a unique religious mix in the region. Its history is a journey through Phoenician, Roman, and Byzantine ruins that coexist with modernity. Synthetic spider silk is a material created in laboratories using bacteria. It is stronger than steel and more elastic than nylon, yet completely biodegradable and biocompatible. It mimics nature's strongest material. The Kon-Tiki expedition consisted of crossing about 4,349 miles of the Pacific Ocean on a wooden raft. Thor Heyerdahl wanted to prove that South Americans could have populated Polynesia using only the wind. This was filmed in a documentary that won an Oscar. The San Jose Galeon treasure is considered the largest sunken treasure in history. It contains millions of gold, silver, and emerald coins lying about 1969 feet deep in Colombia. It is valued at $17 billion. It represents the immense wealth that traveled from the colonies to Spain during the 18th century. Carlos Slim is known for not using computers or modern devices for his accounts. He prefers to keep his records in handwritten notebooks and wears an inexpensive plastic watch in his daily life. He demonstrates that real power does not require technological ostentation. He is the richest man in Mexico, living with an austerity that baffles other Silicon Valley billionaires. Kim Ung-yong is the child with the highest IQ, 210. At 3 years old, he was solving calculus equations, and at 8, he was invited by NASA to study in the US. He decided to leave science to live an ordinary life. His story sparks debate about the pressure child prodigies face and what success truly means. Cullen Man is a 2,400-year-old body preserved in a peat bog. His face is so intact that you can still see the wrinkles on his forehead and the hairs of his beard. He died by hanging as part of a sacred ritual. The chemistry of the Danish bogs mummified his skin, turning him into a vivid portrait of the Iron Age. Ozuna is an extreme fanatic of luxury watches, owning pieces that cost over $1 million. He has a safe deposit box that requires retinal recognition to protect his collection of the world's most exclusive brands. He considers watches to be safer financial assets than banks. Aerogel is the lightest solid in the world, composed of 99% air. It's such a powerful thermal insulator that it can protect a flower from the direct flame of a lit blowtorch. It's used to capture comet dust in space. It feels like frozen smoke to the touch. And that's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome facts.